Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome to my home. This room is the play area where the kids play. I've tried to clear as much space as possible so that we have the space to practice. With all the craziness in the world, I wanted to offer our yoga to you so that we can do within our own home. I know many of us are feeling stress and worry, anxiety with all the uncertainty going on. And so this practice today is designed so that we can feel grounded and calm. So grab your mat, find a quiet corner in your room, in your home, and if you have a block, you're more than welcome to use a block. If you don't have a block, you can find something within your own home to even use. Today I'll be using some wipes. I'm pretty sure most of us, if all of us, have one of those these days, or even a bigger body wash, bottle of shampoo, something that you can use that you feel, something you can feel sturdy or strong, confident enough to use in poses where you may feel that the ground is too far away to reach. You can bring the ground closer to you. So come and join me and we will begin. We'll begin on our mats and we will begin lying down. So take your time to come on down and lie back. So come on in with me and come on down. Find a place on our mats where we can lie comfortably, whether we choose to keep our legs long and extended or choose to keep our knees bent. Let's find a place where we can keep our knees comfortable, where we are comfortable in our lower back and our hips. Our arms may be kept down along our sides, out to a T, or even up overhead. And so place our arms anywhere where we feel comfortable in our neck and on our shoulders. And settle into our bodies. Settle into our mats. Surrendering our muscles. Relaxing our bones. Relaxing all that connects muscle to bone. Begin to hear the sounds of our breath as we take a gentle and easy inhale through our nose. And with a gentle and easy exhale through our nose or mouth, we begin to feel our ribs expand with our inhale, inhaling cool, crisp, healing air. And as we exhale, we feel the warmth. And we feel a surrender as we let go all that doesn't serve us here and now. We may introduce our Ujjayi breath. And our Ujjayi breath is our ocean breath, a whispering breath, as if we are fogging a mirror with our lips closed. And so we are massaging the backs of our throats. We hear our breath behind our ears. And in our minds, we see our breath traveling within, up and down, ironing the path along the way. We feel our breath from the pits of our bellies, moving up to our lungs, our rib cage, and all the way up to the top of our chest. So take a few moments here to use our Ujjayi breath to help clear our minds, to help calm our bodies, to really hear what our bodies are asking of us today. Feel the sensations we are feeling within our bodies and trust what it is that our bodies are asking of us. So take a few moments here to connect our mind and our body together as one. And so we introduce movement, wiggling our toes, our fingers, encircling our ankles, circling our wrists. And let's say we are just waking up this morning Extending our arms way up overhead for a long stretch and a deeper breath in, inhale. And let it all go. Drawing our arms wide to the side to a T. And bring our knees into a bend as we walk our feet just a little wider than our own hip width. And sway our legs here from side to side. And sway them like windshield wipers on our cars. As we begin to bring awareness to the front of our hips, through our sides and through our lower backs. And so ask ourselves, how are we feeling here? And we introduce breath matching movement and movement matching breath as we inhale to lift knees to center and exhale to rotate to the side. And to warm up through our core and bring awareness through our center, we pick our feet up off the earth and continue to rotate side to side. In through the nose to lift, exhale to rotate to the side. Anchoring our shoulders down into our mats, stopping our legs before they touch the earth. An option, top leg extends away. And so with all our progressions and all our add-ons today, know that they are choices and they are all options. Listen to our bodies. Honor our bodies. Our bodies will honor us back. And then our last one, feet on the earth directly beneath our knees and arms down along our sides. Inhale. Exhale as we come up into bridge, sitting up into the backs of our shoulders. Rooting through our heels and pressing through every single one of our toes. And a moment here to breathe through bellies as we wake up through our backside, our hamstrings, our glutes, our core. And slowly taking our time to lower on down, one vertebra at a time. As we float our tailbone down last. And let's flow, extending our arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, lowering arms, extending hips, lowering hips, extending arms, inhaling, and exhale, reverse. And so here we are waking up and bringing awareness into our spine, our shoulders, our backside, our entire core. Inhale to extend, exhale to lower arms. Engaging through our inner thighs, engaging our mula bandha, our pelvic floor muscles. And our last one, lowering all the way down towards the earth. As we draw our knees in towards the chest or outer ribs. And a gentle rock and sway from side to side. We may circle our knees around in all directions, any direction. Allowing to massage in our low backs and through our sacrum. And we stack our knees over on top of our hips. Bracing in our core, we may place our hands on our lower bellies, in our bellies and our core, for a tactile reference, so that we connect mind and muscle. Alternate toe tap down towards the earth. Alternate and switch. Inhale to draw up, exhale to lower. And so we may choose to stay here with a light toe tap towards the earth, or choose to extend our legs long and away and long and high, or long and low. So choose either or. This is a small space here. And if it feels good, lifting through our shoulders, reaching towards our toes with our eye gaze between our knees. Inhale to draw in, exhale to extend. And if that feels good, drawing our fingers towards our temples and crisscross side to side. Again, we may choose any leg option. As we peel our shoulders off the floor, we lead with our hearts. Elbows remain wide. Choose any leg option. And our last one, relaxing our upper half, drawing our knees in, take a deep breath in, and let go, a sigh. As we turn over to one side and come on up onto all fours. Walking our hands underneath our shoulders and knees underneath our hips. We come on into our first angry cat. Upper backs high to the sky. Dropping our chins, dropping our shoulders. And reverse our tailbone away from our heart center. Lead with our sternum. Inhale. And flow the two together. Inhale to lengthen long. Exhale to roll up high. And so move in any which way here that feels good in our spine. We may skip rope through our torso. Inhaling down and around, exhaling up and around. As we bring awareness into our side bodies here. And reverse the other way around. Soften our shoulders, our elbows. And at center, we come into our first child's pose. We can choose to keep our knees together or our knees apart. Our toes are close, reaching far and far away ahead in front. Allowing freedom in our bodies to shift, sway, move, however it is that we would like. Inhaling to lengthen the spine, exhale to find micro space. And so we do this in all of our poses, all our asanas. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale to find micro space. As we walk our arms over to one long edge of our mats, feel the stretch through our side and all the way up to our underarm. And we may add a small rotation here as we lead with the chest and roll those shoulders back. In through the nose, out through our nose or mouth. And taking our time to walk to the other side. And let's lengthen our arms out at center again as we shift forward to a soft plank. And soft is on our knees just to start. And keeping our hips in line with the rest of our spine so we're not too low and we're not too high. And we find that place that's safe in the middle. In through the nose, exhale, out mouth or nose to child's pose. And flex and flow these two together. Inhale to shift forward. Exhaling to press away. And so leading with our hearts as we press through every finger and every knuckle deep into our mats. Spiraling our arms so elbows turn back towards our knees. We prepare for chaturanga. And chaturanga, halfway hover forward. Leading with our hearts and exhale to press to child's pose. In through the nose, exhale, nose or mouth. Upper arms brushing in against our sides. Leading with our hearts so shoulders only come down to elbow height. And our last one all the way down to our bellies. Taking our sweet time down, a little slower. A little lower. And lifting in baby cobra, just the heart lifts off of the earth. Inhale, exhale to lower, we flex and flow. One breath and one move. And so we are mindful of our spine today, mindful of our flexibility. Knowing our flexibility in our spine varies from day to day, even from time of day. And so feel every bit of the way. We may pause at any time. We may even take a look over one shoulder. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale to lift, look over the other shoulder. And child's pose, hands in close to our ribs. Inhale up. Exhale, child's pose, and send it away. Let's walk one leg on forward, either our right or our left. We will get to both sides. And a soft lunge. And so our soft lunge here, our hips forward of our rear knees, we open up to the front of our hip flexor. Bracing in our core, feel the strength all the way up to the top of our chest. And lengthen high towards the sky. Rotating our wrists, letting go of any tensions we're holding in our hands here, and reaching for our upper backs and elbows high to the sky. Bracing core. Inhale, exhale, hinge and hamstring, toes lift, tailbone lifts, hearts lift. And so we may walk our hands here on our thighs, may walk towards our shins on our blocks. Use our props because we want to keep level and open through the back of our hips. Sending our breath where we feel it most. And for one breath, a soft lunge, root or foot into the earth, high to the sky. Inhale, exhale, child's pose and send it away. Our half series salutation, and we will gradually build our way up. Inhale, forward to our soft plank. Exhale, down in chaturanga. Cobra, scoop up the heart, inhale. And exhale, child's pose and press it away. And we continue to flow here, inhaling forward to plank. Exhaling down, chaturanga, scoop it up, inhale, exhale to press away. And for one breath, one move. We flow at our own perfect pace. Rolling our spines just as a wave rolls through the ocean. And from child's pose, we walk our other leg forward. Can reach around for our ankle, inch it up as many steps as we need. Heel right underneath that forward knee. Lengthen and open up the heart. And so arms anywhere they wish to be, cactus arms with elbows bent. We may come on down and surrender our arms, ragdoll arms behind. We may squeeze a beach ball or even interlace our hands behind if that feels good in our shoulders. Lengthening through our hearts, our throats. Inhale, exhale, hinge, hamstrings. And so we level up our hips. And we take a moment here to notice any differences between each side. And forward for one breath, a soft lunge into the earth and high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, child's pose and send it away. Our half series salutation. One time through. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, down, chaturanga. Scoop up the heart, cobra for downward dog. Tucking our toes and bending our knees a lot. And tailbone high to the sky. And we pedal between our right and left legs, shifting our hips side to side, making sure we feel really good here as we sit our sit bones higher towards the sky. Ears between our arms, pressing through every finger and every knuckle deep into our earth. And let's give our heads a little nod yes, a little nod no, letting go of any tension we may be feeling in our neck and our shoulders. Knowing our knees are soft because nothing ever locks, and our heels don't have to touch the earth. Right leg high towards the sky. Flex our heel and fan open our toes as wide as we can. Strong and supported in our lower leg. Choose to stay here, or bend our top knee, lift the knee towards the sky. Strong in our core without dunking our lower backs. And hover forward to cheetah pose. And so cheetah, how close can we bring our knee in towards our arm with our shoulders over fingertips? Our option is to be on our lower knee at any time. And take these two and flow together. Inhale away, exhale to hover forward. And so here, on our knee or on our feet. Shifting our body weight forwards and back. And our last one, hold in cheetah. And release, knee under hip as we turn open to the long edge of our mats, our left side. As we stack our shoulders, stack our ribs, our hips. Offering our heart's top arm anywhere wishes to be, over ear, towards the sky, or even in our own back pocket. Inhale and exhale, reverse, engaging core. And taking deep breaths, we're open right side lungs. Eye gaze anywhere. We may gaze at our thumb above. We may gaze in front of us. We may gaze beside us. Wherever our neck and our shoulders say okay. And we flow these two together. We may use our blocks. Inhale, reverse, and exhale to side. And so if we are using a prop as a block, just place it underneath where our hand wants to land. And swindle around downward dog at the tops of our mats. Tucking toes, bending knees, tailbone to the sky. As we take our right leg towards the sky once again. Hover forward to cheetah pose. Shoulders over fingertips, firing up our core. And for 2 breaths, every exhale, lift our hips up higher. Higher, create a lot of space underneath us to walk our foot to hand, as many as we need. Again, use our blocks to help prop up if we need, as we gather strength from bottom and all the way up to the top and offer up our hearts. And with our pelvis beneath us, inhale. Exhale, hinge and forward fold, hands to thighs, block or earth, and reverse to the sky as we sit into our heels. And lift our hearts always with legs we rise, inhale. Exhale, seated, easy chair. And so an easy chair with our hips behind us. We flow, circle high. Inhale, exhale to sit through 1 breath and 1 move. And so our feet may be as wide as we need. However wide we feel is most comfortable in our hips and our lower backs. And open up our hearts. Opening up our hearts in front, engaging our back hearts, drawing our shoulder blades in together, hug them in. And if our shoulders say okay, circle arms out and around and forward, and out and around and up. And so always keeping open across our front. And choose any blend, any combination of arms. And our next one, hinge, forward fold. From the front crease of our hips, leading with our hearts. Surrendering over, whether our hands rest on our blocks or the earth. Keeping our knees soft, protecting the low back. To monkey pose, inhale halfway to flat back, gaze ahead. Exhale, draping over our thighs. And again, inhale halfway to flat back. Exhale, folding through 1 more time. And let it all go. Right leg. A long step back for a high lunge. And open up the hearts, inhale. In child's pose or downward dog, we send it away. And so here, choose rest or choose flow. Choose which our bodies are asking of us here and now. In flow, knees or toes, inhale forward to plank. Exhale down in Chaturanga Cobra. Scoop up the heart, inhale. Exhale, child's pose or downward dog. And a moment to hold in our downward dog. Taking a deep breath in and opening up our mouths, extending our jaws and tongues, we let go a sigh. Inhale and let anything go. And one more time, inhale. And we take our other leg, our left high towards the sky. Choosing heel or knee. Again, strong and supported in our lower leg with our core. And either choose to stay here or bend our knee, lift our knee towards the sky. Again, mindful we're not dunking in the low back. Hover forward, cheetah pose. Core in. Fierce and strong, we flow. Inhale away. And exhale, hover forward, cheetah. Hold in cheetah pose as we hold for 2 breaths. And release, knee under hip, hand under shoulder. Open up our hearts, stacking shoulders, ribs, and hips. Firing up our core. Finding length in our top half from our heel and all the way up to our underarm. As we think of our extended foot, our right foot, all edges of our foot down into the ground, helping engage strength in core, legs and core. Inhale, exhale, reverse to the sky. Finding our length. And we put these two and flow together. If again the floor feels too far away to reach, bring it closer to you. And swindle around, downward dog to the tops of our mats. And left leg again high to the sky. Heel or knee. That's yogi, yogini's choice. That's your choice. Then hover to cheetah pose for 2 breaths. And on every exhale, we lift the hips up higher, up, up, up. Create a lot of space underneath to walk our foot to hand. And open up the heart in our high crescent lunge. Squaring both knees, hips, toes ahead. Inhale, exhale, hinge and forward fold at the tops of our mats. And reverse to the sky, dropping hips, lifting hearts. Inhale. And exhale, easy chair, we flow. And so choose any combination of arms. Our own perfect blend. Maybe legs need rest. Choose arms only or vice versa. Hinge, forward fold from the front crease of our hips. Again, bending our knees, lead with our heart long through the crowns of our heads. And halfway to flat back one time, gaze ahead. Exhale, taking a bow. Left leg a long step away. Open up our hearts, inhale. Child's pose or downward dog. And so we may also want to come down towards our knee first. And then make our way to child's pose or downward dog. Choose rest, choose flow. Choose whichever our bodies are asking of us. Hearing the words we are saying to ourselves as we flow and as we breathe, and honor these words. And join me in downward dog. And take a moment here in our downward dog to really exaggerate our dogs a lot. And so we bend our knees a lot. Bend them a lot, bringing our ribs towards our thighs and our thighs in towards our ribs. And now keep them there and lift our sit bones higher to the sky. And with our ears still between our arms, giving our heads nods, yeses and nos. Here, we are decompressing the spine, creating the space and the length in between the vertebra, the length and the space that our spines desire so much. And taking small baby steps, walking our feet towards our hands as we gaze at our hands. However many steps we need, keep those hips lifted up, 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 up. And reverse to the sky again. Drop the hips, lift the heart. And always lift with legs. Inhale. And let it all go. And so snake roll through our spine. Release through anything, any tensions we are feeling. Release through all our limbs and all our joints. Shake it out, roll it out. As we come here at the tops of our mats. In mountain pose. And so in mountain pose, our feet right beneath us. Lifted long through the crowns of our heads. Rooting our heels, pressing through every toe. Our fingertips catching up with our toes as we lift and offer up our hearts. Hearing the sounds of our breath. And so here we are at the peak of our mountain. Yoga has, a typical yoga practice has 3 mountains and 2 valleys. And so we've just completed 1 mountain and we're down in the first valley and approaching our peak, our second mountain. And drawing our hands at heart center, at the tops of our mats. When we take our right leg a long step back for warrior 1. And so in warrior 1, all edges of our feet are down into the ground. If we took a peek down, we do want our feet with our hips, hip distance apart. And so if I face you this way, what we don't want is our heels lining up with each other here, because it crisscrosses the muscles in our lower back and twists through our spine. And so if we take that right leg just a little further up to the side, now we've opened up that band across the lower back here, which is where our spine and our pelvis, our sacrum is most comfortable. And so draw these lower belly muscles in, draw them in and zip them all the way up to the top of our chest and open up our hearts. We allow the right hip to open however freely it wants to open. And we lengthen back, drawing arms parallel with each other in front. And we flex and we float. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to press away. 1 breath and 1 move. Pressing through our heel away. Keeping our forward knee behind our center toe, knowing that is a small shift forward and a small shift back. And choose any amount of expression in our hearts, our upper bodies. Inhale to open and exhale warrior 2 to the long edge of our mats. And so warrior 2 is fierce and she is loud. She is modest. She is brave. And so we open up our hips, we open up our hearts, and we soften up our shoulders as we keep here in our present. And so knowing that any time we feel like our minds are taking over and we feel lost within our bodies with whatever thoughts are running through our mind, we come into a pose that's grounding. Grounding, whether it be mountain pose, warrior 1s, any of the warriors. And soften those shoulders away. We keep our heads stacked over heads. Heads over shoulders, over ribs, and over hips. And taking our eye gaze over our left palm up. And reaching, gliding as far as our core will go. Inhale. And exalt in reverse. Taking deep breaths for our open side lungs. Again, choosing our eye gaze anywhere neck and shoulders say okay. We may shorten our lever, reach for our upper back. Elbow leads the way. Inhale. Exhale to side angle. And so here, choose your angle. We may be high. We may come with our forearm towards our thigh. And if our bodies say okay, we may even reach beyond. And wherever we are most comfortable in our hips and our spine, the long line from our heel to our underarm, and offer the heart just a little more. And let's flow. Top arm, reach behind. Inhale, exhale, brush towards the earth and circle high towards the sky. And so we lead with our hearts, feeling every bit of the way, allowing our shoulders, elbows, hands to follow through. Strong in our feet. We transition to triangle. And so triangle, any amount of bend in our knees so that we don't lock. Embracing inner core. Thinking of our feet as a pair of suction cups. Inhale and exhale. Reverse arms only to the sky. And we open to the long edge of our mats and open in a wide squat. And so whatever is wide for you, both knees and our toes point in the same direction. And we sit back into our hips, bracing core, lifting our hearts. And we open here in moon pose, big hands, fingers wide, and flow, inhaling out, exhaling in. And as we flow with one breath and one move, we hug those underarm muscles, draw them in. In our own perfect pace. And we sit in easy chair. We sit on low, hands to heart center, sitting on low, and shifting side to side. And so let's play. Let's play as we shift. We can keep our heads above our hearts. We may come on down, walking our hands towards the earth or even on our blocks. And so play, move freely, however our bodies want to move here. We may pause anywhere along the way. Again, we can keep our heads above our hearts or even down. And at center, lifting our heads above our hearts, we turn towards the back of our mats. And as we turn to the back of our mats for warrior one, now we have our right leg forward and our left is back. Open and square with hip distance apart. And we open up our hearts here. There's a lot of bend in our forward leg, a lot of strength in both. Bracing in, lifting, shoulders away. And flow, lengthen back. Inhale to shift forward, exhale to press away. And for a few more. Just checking on you. Doing great? Good. We're all doing good. I hope we are doing great. Inhale to open. Exhale, warrior two to the long edge of our mats. And so our rear foot is about parallel with our mat behind us. Our forward knees still in line with our center toe. If we took a peek down, can we see our big toe on the inside? And open entirely through our front. And so here in our present moment, knowing that there is no other better place than to be here and to be now. So we're not too far away in the future. We're not too far behind in the past. We are here, right in center. And eye gaze over, right palm up, reaching, gliding, inhaling, exalt. And choosing our eye gaze, shortening our lever if we feel we need. Inhale. Exhale to side. Again, high. Elbow to forearm or forearm to thigh, or even a little beyond. Wherever we are, our core is holding us up in place, so we're not sunken into the shoulder. Ouch, this hurts a lot. And so use our core here. Our core holds us in place. Offer our hearts. And top arm flows, reaching behind. Inhale, exhale, brush to the earth and circle high to the sky. Feel every bit of the way. Allow ourselves to pause at any time. And stronger in our feet, pressing and rooting. Triangle. Any amount of bend in our knees, still for whatever, however much we need to help support our hamstrings, our core. Inhale and exhale, reverse to the sky. As we bend our knees a lot, open to our wide squats. And we come on into sun. Sunflower, palms up towards the sky, lifted hearts, softening shoulders. Hips behind us, we flow. Inhale, up and around. Exhaling, down and around. Keeping our heads above our hearts, hips away. And if it feels good, rotate around the sun. And as we rotate, we keep our hips square behind. Leading with our hearts as we're mindful we're not wagging our tails. And hands to heart center, we sit on low. Shift side to side. Heads above or below our hearts. And coming into standing straddle. And so standing straddle, turn our toes in a little and our heels out a little. And then shift our hips forward of our heels a little. And so we'll show you a side view here. Toes in, heels out. Hips forward of our heels. And so bend our knees as much as we need to find that length in our lower back. And so if we feel like we are here, again, we can use our blocks. If we feel like we are here, bend our knees a lot so that we're able to lift our hips a little higher, whether we use our blocks or up on the floor. And allow our upper bodies to fall wherever they would like to fall, knowing we are lifted in our hearts. Our heads and our shoulders may fall soft. And if it feels good, giving our heads little nods, yeses and nos. And slowly lifting our heads up above our hearts. And we turn towards the top of our mats, towards our left, as we come on into child's pose. And in child's pose, knees together or wide apart, our toes are close. We may allow our forehead to rest on something, whether we allow our forehead to rest on our mats. Our arms may wrap around our legs, surrendering our shoulders. We may rest our heads on the back of our hands or fists stacked, or up on our prop, wherever is most comfortable. And slowly lifting our heads up above our hearts. And we come on up. Right leg forward. Soft lunge. And so we are here in our soft lunge. A lot of length in our back leg. But we want to make sure that we're not throwing our hips on forward and dunking into the lower back, because this will hurt, and if not now, it will eventually. And so mindful that our hips, our pelvis is still right underneath our spine. We feel that stretch open to the front of our hip flexor, our psoas muscle here. Brace our core. And to lengthen long and up and out of our sides and up and out of our lower backs, we lift and offer the heart from our sternum up center towards the sky. As we take our left arm towards the sky, inhale, up and out of our lower backs, exhale for a soft lunging twist, reaching diagonally across our bodies. We may place our right hand in our back pocket, supporting our sacrum. Inhale to lengthen the spine, exhale to find micro space. Maybe beginning to look over our shoulders behind us. Inhale, exhale, unwind from top down, head, shoulder, spine follows. As we tuck our toes for a high lunge. Tuck our toes and come on up. Eye gaze ahead, finding our center, finding our roots through our feet. And our focal point ahead and front as we prepare for airplane pose. And so airplane, however many steps we need, we take flight. Coming in and take flight. Pressing our big toe down into our mats, flexing our rear heel behind us, leveling up our hips, firing it all up. And when and if we are ready, we expand our wings and choose to soar high. We may choose to soar low. Just no nosedives, right? Inhale, exhale, high lunge, feet towards the floor first. Inhale. Child's pose or downward dog and send it away. Choose rest, choose flow. Choose which our bodies are asking of us here and now. Moving freely. Moving however feels good in our bodies. And we take our time to walk our left foot forward, soft lunge. And for easy lunging twist, inhale high. And exhale, reach diagonally across our other side. Inhaling to lengthen, exhale, finding space. As we take our time to unwind, heads first, shoulders, the spine follows. We come on up into our high lunge. Tuck our back toe in and under, and come on up. Pelvis underneath us. Take our time. Join when and if we are ready, airplane pose. High lunge, feet towards the earth, inhale. Child's pose or downward dog is send it away. And so wherever we are, take another big breath in and let something go. Two more times. Opening up our mouths, extending our jaws and tongues, and let it go. As we all come into child's pose. Allowing our forehead to rest on something, and something just here between our brows. And so between our brows is our third eye chakra. As we give our heads a little nod, a very small, small nod from side to side. Helping us clear our minds from whatever is cluttering, from whatever is holding us back. From whatever is holding us from feeling free, from feeling calm, feeling confident. And slowly lifting our heads on up, taking our time into hero. And make our way onto our backs. Onto our backs. happy babies. And in happy babies, we hold on to our legs. And hold on to our legs anywhere we'd like. We may hold on to our thighs. We may hold on to our calves, our shins, our ankles, our feet. And only if it is right, we may take a hold of our big toe with our peace fingers. As we pull with our peace fingers, our thumb presses against the bed of our toenail. So we have a pull and push action here, protecting our big toe joints. Wherever we are, we want our shoulders surrendered, relaxed. We want our hips and our tailbone down and away. Our knees bent towards the outside of our ribs. With a gentle rock and sway, we soothe our sacrum. We calm our nervous system, calming our blood pressure. Anytime our legs are up, whether our legs are up against a wall, whether we're lying on the floor with our feet up on the couch or our bed, wherever, anytime our legs are above our hearts, we calm our nervous system, we calm our minds. Great for the end of the day. And reclined butterfly, the soles of our feet together. Soles of our feet together on the earth. Allowing our knees to fall out wide wherever they would like to fall. And our arms anywhere they would like to rest, out along our sides, whether our hands are resting on our bellies. If one hip is feeling tightness in any which way or any discomfort, we can use our blocks. We can roll up a blanket, a towel, can of wipes, and just wedge it right underneath that one side, or even both, if we are taking care of both. And slowly lifting our knees on up, we can use our hands to aid our legs up and move our bodies here through anything else our bodies are still craving and desiring. Move through any stretch, through any pose, anything I may have missed for you. And so if we need a spinal rotation, turn our legs over to one side and gaze over the other way as we keep our shoulders flat on the floor. Know that what we do to one side, be mindful we do to the other side as well. For our hips and our glutes, lying pigeon, ankle crossed over the knee, we may reach through that window in between. Take a hold of our rear leg and draw in, keeping that crossed ankle flexed, protecting the open knee, relaxing our shoulders, a gentle rock and sway from side to side. Again, our other side. If we feel like we need a little more for hamstrings, whether we hold above our knee or below our knee, we may also hold on to our pant leg. We want to hold on where we can keep a long stretch without cheating the stretch. And so find that place. Our bottom leg bent or long. Relaxed shoulders. And so move freely, however it is that we would like. If we liked bridge at the start of our practice, we may come up into bridge. If we are familiar with wheel or plow, and it is right for us, we may also come in there. And so here we are preparing for Shavasana, our final relaxation, our final meditation. And we can take Shavasana however we'd like. We may lie on our backs, legs extended or bent. We may lie on our bellies if it is right for us. We may lie on our side, use a pillow or your arm as a pillow to prop your head along. You may place your blocks or even a rolled up blanket in between our knees to be comfortable in our hips and our lower backs. We may also sit long and tall. We may sit on our blocks to bring our hips a little higher than our knees. And so while we are seated, one leg in front of the other, if we feel like we're like this and it's just a little bit too uncomfortable, take a blanket, roll up a bunch of towels, sit on your block, just right underneath our sit bones, and it allows our hips to relax and settle and takes pressure off of the lower spine. And so in our Shavasana, however it is that we would like, we open up our palms to open up across our shoulders, our chest, but also to open up across our hearts. A mudra for offering, for giving, for receiving. As we soften our hearts and soften our shoulders, soften our minds and in our breath. And so you're more than welcome to stay here. Continue your Shavasana right to the end of the tape, the filming. You're more than welcome to also put on your own music throughout the practice, and choose to stay here longer with your own music for a longer Shavasana to help calm and center and to help let go of whatever worries and stress we're holding within. And so really listen to our bodies in our practice, knowing that we each handle stress differently and our body carries stress differently in different ways. And so listen to those signals that our bodies are telling us, knowing that our bodies are constantly speaking to us. And so with the next few days ahead, honor our bodies will honor us back, and we'll see each other again. Honoring the light and love within each of you. Namaste.